these pain syndromes, I'm going to teach you some movements that are going to reverse the imbalances and overuse of certain movement patterns that are making the joint areas scream, okay? So we're going to start with the neck, and we're going to get right into it.
Hi, welcome to the Judy Terrell Show, where I explore topics intended to optimize every body 50, 60, 70, and above.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to my video series on how to use everyday lifestyle patterns to minimize the pain and discomfort of joint issues when you're over 50, 60, 70, 80, and beyond. Welcome, everybody. I am doing this series. It's a 6-part series. We're going to work from the head down. I'm going to address the neck, shoulders, back, hips, knees, and feet. Each episode is going to be addressing one of those areas. I am 62 years old myself, so I know once you've been alive that long on the planet, there's a variety of joint and muscle issues that you have to manage. Many of the clients I work with are diagnosed with osteoarthritis and inflammatory, syndromes with a variety of joints, and that needs to be addressed and managed. But what if I was to tell you that the way we move everyday life, repetitive movement patterns, are creating situations in our body that are exacerbating the pain of those arthritic conditions, and that there are things that we can do to reverse that and minimize the pain and make life more enjoyable. Well, that is exactly what I'm saying. I have worked with clients over and over again through the 43 years I've been doing this, and even more so now that I'm older myself because I experienced it myself. I have arthritic knees, and so I want to leave you with this video series. So depending on where you've got these pain syndromes, I'm going to teach you some movements that are going to reverse the imbalances and overuse of certain movement patterns that are making the joint areas scream, okay? So we're going to start with the neck, and we're going to get right into it. Okay, so let's talk about the neck. I have many clients that are diagnosed with stenosis of the spine, their cervical spine, or nerve impingements coming out of that area. All those diagnoses are not going to be fixable by what I'm going to show you, but what I'm going to show you is going to help to alleviate some of the compression and pressure from our heads being in the wrong position for the majority of the day, and then alleviate some of the pain that are coming with these diagnoses. All right, so what do I mean by that? When we are in everyday life and we stand, or we are typically now, we have this forward head movement like this. We sit at our computers, we have our forward head. We're looking at our devices, we have this forward head. We sit on a chair rounded on a couch, and we're forward with our head. And what is happening is, with so much time in that position, the neck muscles are in a non-neutral position with the load of your head, which is anywhere from 7 to 10 pounds, and then they are compressing nerves or misaligning the vertebrae in the neck area, and then exacerbating pain that we have there, possibly from other diagnoses, or even if you don't have the other diagnoses. And this can also lead to migraines and headaches, muscle tension headaches. So if we're in this position more and more and more now, you can see the misalignment. You can see where this could be problematic. So the exercise or stretch I'm going to show you is a counterbalance to the hours that we're in this position. All right, you can use a wall or a door like I'm using. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do this. So the first thing is you would go up against a wall, all right, and then you're going to take the back of your head and you're going to push it against the wall. Now, what happens with many people is, because their shoulders are so far rounded, when I ask them to do this, I get this. And this is going to cause more problems, right? So we don't want to do that. So if you are in, if your posture is such that you can't even, your shoulders are so far forward, you can't get your head against the wall, I still want to teach you this exercise. What you're going to do, and I use half a foam roller when I'm in the studio with people, is
Your Second 50.life is my virtual platform that is designed for both men and women over 50 and 60, 70, and 80, and it includes pre-recorded video information on exercise and how to do it, whether you're fit and in good health, or if you have bad knees, bad shoulders, a bad back, whatever. It includes information on how to eat for weight management and how to eat for health management. It includes information on the psychology of aging and what do we need to do in our heads, because let's face it, this aging thing is not for the faint of heart. So your Second 50 Life is a virtual platform of resources that you can access at your own leisure, but it also includes 2 times a month live video coaching with me so that you can bring your own individual questions and get individual coaching, as well as have access to all the information on the pre-recorded videos. So please check it out, because we're all in this together. And we got this.
Put this against the back of the head, so now they can push against that even though their shoulders are rounded forward. If you don't have a foam roller and you want to do this at home, I've folded up, rounded out a hand towel, and you can do a similar thing. You're putting this right in the middle of the back of your head, okay? Now, with one of those in the position, you're pushing against the head, against the prop or the wall. And now what most people will do when I say you're going to pull your chin is, again, they do this. You don't want this chin lifted. What you're going to do is you're going to think about retracting your chin, pulling it in towards the wall, and at the same time think about the head that's against the wall or the prop rising up. So you're literally now stretching the neck muscles. All right, you can actually see it with me. Now, I'm not doing this. It's not a hyper tuck. It's definitely not a chin up, and these are the two most common mistakes. And then people say, well, it didn't work, it made more pain. But upon analysis, it's these subtle little nuances that are making the difference, whether it's going to get you out of pain or make it worse, right? So you're going to pull the chin in, the chin stays parallel to the ground, and at the same time you're thinking about sliding the back of your head up the wall, you're thinking about lowering the shoulders down, because the next thing people do is this. Right? You can see that's not a good position. So shoulders go down as the chin comes in slightly and the head is sliding up the wall. And you're actually literally thinking about the space of the bottom of your ears and the top of your shoulders lengthening. You can see that right here. There's this, and then there's this, right? So there's a slight tuck in, not a big tuck in. Now, if you're finding it difficult to do it against the wall because you are so far forward with your shoulders, the next way that I tell people to do this is take your own hands and then, lace your fingers and then bring it right to the back of the head where the wall would be. So now you're not doing it against the wall. And now what you're going to do is you can bring your hands forward. You're still going to do the same thing, but this might be a little bit more comfortable for you. So the chin comes in, you're pushing your head against your hands and pushing the hands forward to counter it. You're thinking about sliding the top of your head to the ceiling and lowering the shoulders down. And when you do this, this feels fantastic. So we're lengthening and bringing the position of your head into a neutral position. So now the nerves that are coming out of the back of your neck are going to be less apt to get compressed. And if you have compression or narrowing of the spine in that area, we are now at least taking away an imbalance, creating even more pressure and pain in that area, right? So this neck position is critical. What I tell my clients to do is the next time you get in your car to drive, sit in your car, push your head up, doing all the mechanisms we just talked about against the back of your headrest, and then look in the rearview mirror. If you can't see the cars, adjust your rearview mirror. Now when you're in driving and you go to look in the mirror, if you can't see the cars, now you know you've gone into this forward head position. Again, anxious driving. I'm anxious driving now because drivers are crazy. So our heads are forward. You'll be self-correcting the entire time you're driving so that you can see out your rear view mirror. That is a pearl of wisdom for many of my clients, because many of us drive a considerable amount. So if we're correcting when we're in the car, we are now having more time working on counterbalancing the forward head position all the time. All right? So a couple things about this. How frequently should you do this? Daily, as many times a day as you can, because how often how much time you spent in the other position. So as much as you can, but if you want a formula, I usually tell people, do this, the head position, pulling it back, hold it for a count of 3, and then release it. Hold it for a count of 3 and release it. That's 2 repetitions. Try to do 15 repetitions twice a day. Right? Once in the morning maybe, once in the afternoon. You can break it up. You can do 5 and 5, but the point is you're trying to spend as much time countering the opposite position, which is exacerbating, because of misalignments of the shoulders, neck, and head, exacerbating arthritic conditions and joint pain in the neck. All right, buddy, I hope that you took something from this. This is the first of 6. I'm working down the body. Next is going to be shoulder area. So shoulder impingements, pain. We're going to get to that next. I'll see you in the next video. And if you'd like to have access to some of my additional resources, I can be found at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on my website, www.judyterrell.com.